Hello, everyone. My name is Sabah Mohammed. I appreciate inviting me to this important conference on digital competence. And my talk will be on the creativity factor that contribute to competence uh, era. Okay. If someone want to talk to me, they can email me on my email that you see, and we can proceed from there. First of all, why we need digital skill for life education? And you'll say, well, this is so obvious. Digital skills represent enhanced learning abilities within which cognition and technology interact to model the knowledge process in aging population. And of course, digital and technical innovations are impacting our life and influencing people and changing style of jobs, whether in healthcare, education, or in any social context. So, since digital creativity is so important, we need to define it. We need to understand how to approach it, what kind of technology, what tools, and how we can achieve that digital creativity. You will say, well, define it first for me. I will say it's all about digital tools and technology to explore creative ideas, applying different approaches and find new ways of displaying ideas and work as well as research. So you will say, well, you are talking about something very important. So what's the mates and reality for this concept, digital creativity? I will say, well, the reality is that it's like how the internet did change our life. It's the same thing. Digital creativity will change our life. Technologies like, for example, like virtual reality, 3D printing, artificial intelligence, are changing, for example, how artists are bringing ideas. Traditional designs are not the same, like how we use them now under virtual reality, 3D printing, and so forth. So these technologies did change a very important profession like art design. You can see it in Netflix, other industries where they use those type of new technologies to make a different type of design. Now, if you do not believe it, go and read what the British Council was saying. Well, creativity is the key for a job market in the future. So this is something you need to understand. Look, the future looks for a different idea, creative ideas. For example, look at this bed. It's a unique bed. Okay, the designers need to go and find new ideas. How do we do that? All with what we call digital creativity. For example, you eat at the airplane when it is dark. Some innovative ideas that make our eating really very pleasant. On something like this, you are creating a new cafe. This is a kind of idea how we use a different type of design to attract people and bring business to flourish. You are designing a new kitchen drawer. Why not like that one? So there are plenty of ideas. Or if you are asking people to queue, why not put some seats for them? These are kind of creative ideas. Now, you will tell me, well, if you ask people professionally about creativity and digital creativity, how we can measure that? Look, I will bring you something called the Adobe Creativity Survey, where they surveyed 5,000 people from countries like US, Japan, UK, Germany, and France. And look what they found. They found that 2/3 of people are tagging creativity as a very important factor in employment and future work. They find also that education did misunderstand what is creativity. So the current education really tangle the concept of creativity to the minimum, while they should do the inverse. And some countries believe, like people from US, for example, they believe that it's inherited. They are creative just because they are from the United States or something like that. So there are lots of misconceptions about this concept, digital creativity. Now, one most important misconception or myth is that creativity is, only belongs to few people. That's not true. If you ask Sir Ken Robinson, who changed education in the United Kingdom, he tell you that the truth, everyone can be creative, but you need to develop it. So creativity, or digital creativity, is something that we can do, every one of us, irrelevant of how much intelligent we are. Now, this is the image of Sir Robinson. Ken Robinson says, well, why we can be that one? Because we need to have, we need to have it like a fun. You see, like how you play a game. You have to be prepared to fail in order to become more aware and more creative in your profession. So it's like gaming. Creativity is like this. You have to be prepared to fail in order to gain momentum to be more creative. Now, if I go more, I will tell you one thing. This is also said by Albert Einstein, where he says creativity is the freedom to fail. It's freedom, fun of experimentation, and always he says creativity is intelligence having fun. Creativity is the science of play, or that's how we should understand it. But there is one thing more. Einstein says it needs a context. For example, if you tell a fish, for example, that she cannot climb a tree, she will live all her life believing that she is stupid. You see, so it needs a context. You cannot put everyone to be creative unless you provide that context of learning with it, you see. So I will go more. Some people define creativity as thinking out of the box. That's true. Thinking out of the box is something that means thinking different. But I want to say one more thing. Creativity is not about intelligence, because intelligence can be measured in a different way. For example, in the IQ test, you measure intelligence based on a certain capabilities, like verbal skills, mathematical skill, spatial skills, visualization skill, classification skill, logic skill, and pattern recognition skill. I usually, if I give that talk to a wider audience with bigger time, I do go through, examine their intelligence and comparing it to creativity. But I will not do it now. You see, I'm flipping slide very quickly. I will tell you more. Stories from big people like Richard Branson. I'm sure you know that British millionaire. He never passed an IQ test. He do not have a degree, but he's a designer number one. If you recognize what he done in lots of venues, like creating a new airway system, other type of entrepreneurship. Other guy, I'm sure you know Steve Jobs, who created Apple. He never have a degree, but he have a creative ideas. So creativity could change your life, like how it changed life of millions through those people. I will say one thing more. Creativity also have certain dangers, and the weakness come through our belief. So it's like how you think about ship. Ship will not sink because water is around it. It's because water goes inside it. So don't let people do this to discourage you that there is no you do not have that ability to be creative. That will let the water to come inside you. And look, I want to go in that direction and define creativity in a better way. You see, there are a lot of messages that tell you because you do not have a talent, that does not mean you are not creative. It only means that you didn't try it. So trying to get the right skill is very important to get that digital creativity moving. So discovering yourself is something very important. I return to that guy, Ken Robinson, who says, well, creativity is not the profession of some special talent. It's about willingness to play. So you need to experiment, you need to learn, and that will bring that capability to you. So the truth, creative thinking is not a talent. It is a skill that you can learn it. It empowers people by adding strength to their natural ability, which improve teamwork, productivity, and wherever appropriate, even profit. So sometimes they call that digital creativity lateral thinking, or divergent thinking. I don't want to go into the definition of those, but there are lots of criteria for divergent and lateral thinking. Sometimes they call them utility factor, like fluency, flexibility, originality, elaboration, and so forth. And there are lots of methods that you can use in order to improve your lateral thinking. Among them is the beauty of design. Look, I will tell you, creativity could mean utility plus beauty plus novelty, and of course, it's about play. That's what we need to know. So creativity and intelligence is something. Sometimes they overlap little, but creativity is about abductive reasoning. It's about abstract thinking with metaphor, divergent thinking, a blind variation, and implicit way of thinking. So it's different than intelligence. So I will say one thing more. There are lots of symptoms for people who can be creative. Please, you can go through that one. So most important, can you do creativity through education and classes? Yes, that's something very important. Look, we can add it to the class, but in order to do that, we need to understand that creativity comes through the right brain thinking. And right brain thinking is about, it's about some senses. Sometimes if I go to expert like Daniel Pink, he tell you what those senses, the right brain senses, they are focusing on design, telling stories, storytelling, symphony, empathy, and play and meaning. Those are the 6 creativity senses that you need to train yourself on them. I want to make it short. Go and read, or go and see this video by Oprah, and you will understand what that means. Training your right brain, and believe me, by doing that, we will go outside the tag that the current classical education will put you as a test taker. You are not a test taker. You are a creative guy, and you need to train yourself on digital creativity to create something very important. Look, there are soft skills that enable you to train yourself. Those are the images, and that creativity will change the future of jobs and education. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and I appreciate very much this invitation. I would like to thank Professor